The Beach Boys, An American Family is a two-part TV miniseries that shows what really went on behind the harmonies. If you're a parent who grew up on the Beach Boys, or you've got a tween or a teen who's into oldies or music history, this one's for you. So, in this episode, I'll take you on a deep dive into why it's worth your time. Stay tuned. Welcome to Wholesome TV Picks, the podcast that helps you find clean, uplifting TV shows and movies your whole family can enjoy. I'm Jennifer, homeschool mom of 3 and lifelong fan of timeless TV. Let's dive in. They gave us good vibrations, but behind the sunshine sound was a storm of family pain, personal breakdowns, and genius on the edge of being lost. The Beach Boys, An American Family isn't just a rock biopic. It's a story about fame, success, and the cost of both. How childhood wounds, family pressure, and genius all collided in one of the most influential bands of all time. It's easy to forget that the Beach Boys weren't just a band, they were a family. 3 brothers, a cousin, a childhood friend, and a father who pushed them to greatness, but left behind wounds that clearly stayed with the band members for the rest of their lives. This film resonates if you've ever wrestled with how you were raised or questioned whether you were doing it right as a parent yourself. The Beach Boys' story isn't neat. It's not wrapped in a bow, but it's real, and I think that's what makes it so relatable. And if you're like me, you'll find yourself swept into something much deeper than nostalgia. Know someone who grew up on the Beach Boys or remembers hearing their dad blast I Get Around on long drives? Share this episode with them. If they've never seen this film, it might just bring back memories or help them see the band in a whole new way. Here's what people are still saying about the film today, even though it originally aired 25 years ago on ABC. This movie got a lot of things accurate, and it got me into the Beach Boys, and this is the best Beach Boys biopic out there. One IMDb reviewer rated the movie an 8 out of 10 and says, "I usually trash TV movies to pieces, but I can't do it to this one." Another gave the movie a 9 out of 10 score and says, "This film made me realize just how influential Brian Wilson was." Let's see, is this movie family friendly? Mostly yes, but this one is definitely more for the grown-ups. There's no language, nudity, or graphic content, but there are some emotional moments that are better appreciated with life experience. And you'll see glimpses of drug use, manipulation, and the darker side of fame, as well as a Charles Manson interaction with the youngest Beach Boy, Dennis Wilson. But obviously, younger kids are not going to understand who this guy was and find the pacing too slow and the themes too heavy. So I want to highlight the 3 biggest things that make this movie worth your time. First, the casting. The actors who portray Brian, Carl, and Dennis are shockingly good. And I also want to say the guy who played Mike Love eerily resembles the real Mike Love. It's almost like Mike Love's doppelganger. Second, parenting reflections. This film doesn't sugarcoat the father's flaws. Brian, Carl, and Dennis, their father, Murray Wilson, was their band manager. And he was an abusive jerk. But the movie also hints at how his own upbringing shaped him. There's a scene with him and his dad at Christmas. And when you see how his dad talked to him, you kind of feel sorry for Murray and understand why Murray was the way he was with the boys. So it makes you pause and reflect on how generational patterns repeat and how we should strive to break those unhealthy patterns. Third, the ending that stays with you. The final stretch of the movie, where the band members reconcile, reflect, and begin to heal, is really quite moving, in my opinion. And then the end scene is them playing at Anaheim Stadium in 1978. There's little closing blurbs about where each band member ended up. And it's sad, too, because obviously some of the band members had passed away. It's really interesting reading these blurbs. And then there's a real shocking one at the end. So why did I choose to showcase the Beach Boys, An American Family? How can you not have a summer without the Beach Boys? Go listen to Beach Boys music before summer is over, if you haven't already. And at the time of this recording, Brian Wilson, arguably the genius behind the band, passed away just about a month ago. And I wanted to honor that legacy by revisiting this film. And the best part? You can watch it totally for free on Tubi or YouTube, and I'll leave the links in the show notes where you can just click and watch. And if you want to contrast the dysfunction here with what healthy family relationships actually look like on screen, check out the new Lassie. That late 80s reboot models good parenting and sibling relationships, and it's a great show to watch with your family. Although The Beach Boys: An American Family is not a lighthearted watch, it's honest, and it's definitely not a film that gives you a happy ending. And for any parent who's trying to do better than the generation before them, this movie will stick with you. This band is legendary and has left its impact on society and the music industry, and God only knows what we'd be without them. Coming up next week, a powerful true story you've probably never heard of, but won't be able to stop thinking about. It's about perseverance, purpose, and what it really means to be dedicated. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Take care.